Hey everybody, welcome back to Am I a Bridezilla? The Honorable Judge Charlotte is presiding. Order! You may be seated. Am I the a-hole for asking my brother not to bring his boyfriend to my wedding? I'll allow it. Okay, this is the worst. I'm losing sleep over this. I'm getting married in a week to an awesome woman, and I cannot wait to be her husband. We are so excited. All right, Groomzilla. Okay. My brother is gay, but my family doesn't know. Only me and my parents know. I come from a very old school traditional family, so the old part of the family, grandparents and some aunts and uncles, still have last century's mind. And the younger portion, cousins, siblings, are open-minded and are living in the present. So my brother's been dating his boyfriend for 6 months now. Dude is great. I'm so happy for my brother. I'm happy he found a great guy. But it's kind of a secret, as he hasn't told my family he's gay. I've been telling him for years that he should come out because I know it stresses him out a lot. I think it will make him feel better not to hide anymore. Plus, I bet a few family members already know already. But he disagrees because he knows a part of the family won't accept it and it will be a lot of drama. I see the opposite. I see it as the sooner you know who the idiots are, the sooner we can cut them out from our lives. I have no interest in having someone in my life that doesn't accept my brother being gay. Anyways, that's his decision, not mine, so for now, he won't say anything. Until a few weeks ago when he said he wants to bring his boyfriend to my wedding. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, so we went from 0 to 100 pretty fast. If it was any other occasion, I would be supportive, obviously, but I don't think my wedding day is the day to do that. Imagine all the drama and gossip and BS that would happen. And I don't want to get the attention away from my fiance. That's her day. It's your day too, baby. But I see what you're saying. And I don't want to have to worry about that on my wedding day. And I think that's a pretty good reason. I asked him why my wedding day. He said it's because he wants to celebrate love with the two people he loves most, me and his boyfriend. This is killing me. I would fight my whole family for my brother and never speak to them again if I had to, but my wedding day is supposed to be a celebration, not a family fight. And I cannot do this to my wife. That might ruin our future. I didn't even tell her. She's already stressed out. I don't want to make it even worse. With a heavy heart, I asked him to please come alone to the wedding, and I hope he understands me. He started crying and left my house without saying anything. Next day, I got a text and said, "Don't worry, going alone." Tried calling him, but he didn't answer me, and my parents don't seem to know what's happening because they didn't say anything. He eventually called me back a few days later. We spoke and he said he understands my side, but things are still weird between us. This is the worst situation of my life. Am I the a-hole for handling it the way I did? PS1, I want to thank the Redditor that sent me a private message and they said, okay, let's not do that, friends. I thought we were kind of past doing that, wishing death upon people we don't know on the internet. Don't do that. Update, spoke to fiance, couldn't keep this from her anymore. She agreed with me. Clarification, I know it won't be my brother that would cause trouble. The trouble would start with remarks and looks from some aunt/uncle. Doesn't matter, we are spending a lot of money on this wedding, planned it for a long time. My fiance put her heart and soul into planning this wedding. I don't want to see my bride or mom crying or some idiot uncle insulting my brother. Literally every other day of my life, I will support my brother's decision to come out, even at the wedding. I would obviously defend him, but the point is, not at the wedding. Also, my brother is not the a-hole, not at all. I want to know if it's possible to come out before the wedding. Like, how far away is that? It doesn't necessarily say. Maybe it says so in the comments. Is it possible for him to come out before the wedding? I don't know how close the dates are. Things could be a little bit raw, for a better choice of words. I don't know, it breaks my heart because I get why, but also I feel like there's a solution to this. Not the a-hole. God, I'm queer and I gotta say a Sib's wedding would not be the place to trot out that bit of my life. It's your wedding, it's your day. Although I have to say, if your wife is level-headed, she wouldn't let a family fight ruin your relationship. Did you talk to her about this? This problem seems to have had a simple solution. Have him come out before the wedding. That's what I'm saying. But that's not the solution his brother chose. I do wish OP would have suggested that so we could see how he reacted. Like maybe it was an impulsive thing he hadn't fully thought about. I mean, I get some of it. I'm gay and my sister's wedding was the first time some of my extended family met my boyfriend, but that's more because I'd just never seen them and didn't expect any issues. I would have to talk to brother to figure out what his thought process was. I suspect there was some sort of element of, if I do it today, then maybe people won't freak out. I doubt it. I doubt that. It's really not the place to drop a bomb like that. Because let's not forget, it's not your day. Unless you've previously discussed it with the bride and groom, it's not the day to propose to someone, it's not the day to announce that you're gay. Anything that takes the attention away from the bride and groom is no, it's in poor taste. Let's just steer away from that. All right, so the wedding was a week away, but this was brought up several weeks ago with plenty of time to address it. I also wonder how long OP waited before saying something to his brother, like if he let the brother think it was fine for those several weeks to only backtrack later. Not that it changes my judgment of the situation, but it would explain why it got more awkward between them. But OP has suggested for years that his brother come out, so it probably didn't occur to him to change the language to before the wedding, because he had no reason to think that bro would suddenly come out now. I think brother wants to piggyback on the wedding to use it as a distraction tool. He comes to the wedding with his boyfriend, family shocked, but can't really react to the issue because of the wedding. Bless me. And bless you, my darling. So impact for him is softened. He's relying on social politeness norms to sneak in a heavy topic. Trying to sneak in a sneeze here. Ugh. Anybody else has a really, ugly sneeze face? Just me? All right. What about you? My sneeze face is beautiful. Adieu! Well then. So as you can probably guess, Reddit has dubbed this person not the a-hole. You are not a groomzilla. I feel like you're being rather reasonable. It's a very awkward situation. Next. A-hole. Am I the a-hole for banning my parents from my wedding if they don't attend a tea ceremony? I'm 29 female, going to get married this September, if a certain unnamed virus lets us. For important context, I am white, but my fiance is Chinese American. I'm going to admit that I'm one of those girls who has been planning her dream wedding since I was a girl. My husband doesn't care as much and told me that I could plan the entire thing to my heart's content, with one stipulation. There's an important Chinese tea ceremony wherein the bride and groom make tea for both sets of parents, and then the parents give them gifts. It's incredibly important to him and the only thing he wants in our wedding. Okay, he also consulted on the food and he wants to marry me. Well, that's good. That's always a good sign when your fiance wants to marry you, I feel like. You know, I think that's kind of necessary. Just my opinion, though. He's been planning that, which will happen shortly before the wedding, and will be a smaller ceremony with only family and very close friends. Today, while Zooming with my parents said they found the whole ritual absurd and stupid, and that she was going to skip it. Kind of rude. All right. Considering they're an integral part of it, that doesn't work for me. They couldn't even explain why they thought the ritual was stupid, just that it was. I basically told them that if they skip the tea ceremony, they should skip the wedding as well. That led to a lot of crying and arguments, and now my parents aren't talking to me, and my sisters have sent me texts about how irrational I am being, how I'm being cruel, and how I'm being a bridezilla. Okay, someone telling you something that you don't want to hear does not make them a bridezilla. Let's not gaslight people, okay? This is important to my future husband, so it's important to me. Here. The only thing he really insisted upon for this wedding. But they are my parents and I want them to be at my wedding. Am I the a-hole? No! You're not. We live in a multicultural society, which means that when different cultures join together in matrimony, you have to respect both sides of the culture. Okay? That sounds fun. I would love that. Give me all the tea ceremonies. What's so wrong with that? I'm gonna go with not the a-hole. Your parents sound like a-holes, TBH. Sounds kind of racist. I'm just saying. Not the a-hole. I have a feeling the whole thing will be a lot more pleasant without their racist there. Edit, thank you for the awards as well as for the 100+ messages saying, that's not racist. It's a pleasure always, Reddit. I'm pretty sure that is racist. That's racist. Hold your ground. Good for you supporting your future husband on something that matters to him, not the a-hole. That's what I was thinking. The marriage is off to a good start, even if the in-laws are terrible. I mean, it is concerning that your parents don't want to support your future husband in this matter. I am concerned. Yeah, you gotta be racist to refuse something like that. It doesn't sound that outrageous. It actually sounds interesting as and I'd be very honored to be asked to participate in it. That's what I'm saying, man. Sounds great. Sounds super fun. I'd be stoked to be a part of it too. I love other cultures' traditions. It's so interesting and it makes me wish my family had traditions like that. It sounds extremely meaningful. Yeah, that and Indian weddings. Y'all know how to party. All right, as you can probably guess, Reddit has dubbed this person not the a-hole. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Am I the a-hole for leaving my bachelorette party and telling my maid of honor to stop living vicariously through me? I, 27 female, got engaged to my fiance in December 2019, around the same time as my BFF Chelsea. We decided that we'd be each other's maid of honor. Chelsea and her ex split up shortly after the engagement because he cheated. My fiance and I started planning a laid-back fall wedding a couple months ago. I asked Chelsea if she was up to being maid of honor. She excitedly said yes. A few days later, she sent me a list of dates for a wedding shower at the place hers was originally scheduled at. I told her we weren't planning on a shower because a lot of our friends and family were hit hard by the pandemic. She was upset, but let it go. Something similar happened with the dress shopping. She had a list of places ready to go. I told her I wanted my friend, who's a seamstress, to make the dress. She's convinced me to go shopping anyway and ended up trying on a lot of the dresses herself. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, okay, okay, bestie, you can, yeah, okay, sure. I was weary when she mentioned a bachelorette party, but she presented plans that seemed perfect. A hike, a nice dinner, and then drive-in movie with my dog. I agreed. She picked me up on Saturday, but instead of driving me to the park we were supposed to hike in, she took me to a lake house. My heart dropped because I knew she'd planned a house party. Lo and behold, I walked in and my bridesmaids were there, as well as the women who I suspect Chelsea would have picked as bridesmaids. There was also a lot of liquor. I don't drink. My mother is an alcoholic and I want to avoid the same fate. While I don't mind being around people who are drinking, it's uncomfortable and, depending on the situation, triggering. When I walk in, half the people there were already drunk. Oh, hell no! I don't like this for you. To make matters worse, Chelsea neglected to tell me until 9 p.m. that she planned to stay the night. My fiance was out of town and I had no one to watch my dog. Chelsea said he'll probably be okay, it's only one night. No, Chelsea, no. Long story short, my future brother-in-law came and picked me up and took me home. I didn't tell Chelsea myself. She was trashed at that point and asked one of my bridesmaids too. Yesterday, I woke up to 20 plus texts and calls from Chelsea and a few others asking where I was and if I was okay. I texted Chelsea back, who told me she was headed to my place to talk. As soon as she walked through the door, she started berating me, telling me she put so much effort into that party and I was so ungrateful. She told me that she wished I were a normal bride. Admittedly, I thought she was coming to apologize and I lost my I told her I'd been walking on eggshells and compromising so I didn't hurt her feelings, but I wouldn't anymore. And that she needed to stop living vicariously through me and planning what she'd want for her own wedding. That's what's up. I don't want to hear nothing about it. She's right, okay? She called me and a bad friend and left. We haven't spoken since. So, am I the a-hole? Edits. Chelsea was aware of my relationship with my mother. We've been friends since we were children. I asked for a party with no alcohol specifically. Important. I didn't mean to trivialize what happened to Chelsea. It was traumatic and definitely left its mark. I mean, I will be honest, it is a bit of a low blow. That is probably what is going on here. And she wouldn't have deserved it if she didn't call you a I've been there for her through it. I was her shoulder to cry on, the person she called the best friend I could be. When I approached her about being maid of honor again, it had been over a year since they split up and she seemed to be in good mental place. She assured me she was ready and I believed her because I trusted her. And the other option would have been to essentially say I replaced her because I think she's too broken to do the job, which would have been hurtful as well. As I said, that's a low blow. I feel like this is a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm wondering if anything else could have been said, but at the same time, if she didn't come there to apologize and she didn't come there to, she came in there guns blazing. I don't know. When you have fights, people say things they don't mean. I do feel like you're right, though. But as always, what say you, great jury of Reddit? Not the a-hole. I can forgive the dress shopping. That's not that big of a deal and understandable. But the fact that she lied about the bachelorette party is not okay. She knew you didn't drink, yet made that the main focus. And then let you know she wasn't going to give you a ride home, which would harm your dog and inconvenience your brother-in-law. She's out of line. I would honestly demote her from maid of honor. She can't handle it after not getting her own wedding. She needs to take several steps back and stop sabotaging your special events. Sorry, I kicked you there. Didn't mean to kick you. You all right? The dress shopping ended up being an okay day, though my future mother-in-law was like, WTF is happening? I had reservations about having a bachelorette party in the first place and specifically told her no alcohol. That's what got me in the end. That being said, I don't believe she set out to sabotage anything. She absolutely did sabotage. She lied to you about the bachelorette plans and did the one thing you specifically didn't want to partake in. She didn't do this for you, but for herself. She needs to be removed from the wedding involvement or she will find some way to shine a spotlight on herself at your wedding. That's an interesting take. So as you can probably assume, Reddit has dubbed this person not the a-hole. Court is adjourned. Subscribe!